Hello, this is Joe Victory's reporter, and I have some news for you. First, I'd like to say Happy New Year, everybody. I know it's January 3rd, but it's still the new year, and what a year it's been so far. First news. And this news story I have to report, it's from AP News. Yes. McConnell and Pelosi are not heroes in the eyes of many people. However, their homes shouldn't be vandalized no matter how we feel. This is from AP News. McConnell and Pelosi homes vandalized after $2,000 relief fails by Timothy Deasley and Travis Lawler yesterday. Louisville, Kentucky, AP News. Vandals lashed out at the leaders of the U.S. House and Senate over the holiday weekend, blighting their homes with graffiti and, in one case, a pig's head, as Congress failed to approve an increase in the amount of money being sent to individuals to help cope with the coronavirus pandemic. Spray paint on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's door in Kentucky on Saturday read, "Where's my money? Mitch kills the poor," was scrolled over a window. A profanity directed at the Republican senator was painted under the mailbox. First, let me comment. I was nowhere near that. I'm in New Jersey, and yes, I was upset like many. But there's no need to vandalize somebody's home for not doing whatever they do. However, I will say this. In the times of the Great Depression, people were upset. And people robbed banks because they had to do that to survive. People needed to do whatever they needed to do to survive. Fact is, people have bills to pay. People need to put gas in their car. People need their credit cards paid, their homes paid, their kids' food paid, their kids paid, and they need a lot paid. However, when the $2,000 stimulus didn't go through, there was outrage because for once the politicians were going to give something to the people, and especially with the times that the people have been going through this year. Yes, I have been vocal this year, and I have, let's just say, Joseph Evaldi has been vocal this year and has been upset with Murphy and stuff like that, but they are politicians and they only do the civic duty of what needs to be done. And yes, part of the civic duty is to look out for the best of the country. However, if the best of the country is hurting them and they're not able to pay their bills because they're out of a job or they don't have much money or something like that, then there's a problem. and the fact that there was already rioting last year and everything else, and now there's vandalism. Next thing you would think is that this politician would be in danger. Well, yes, vandalization is not good, and he shouldn't be intimidated, but he should look at the complete picture. This money could help many people get out of the jams that there are, or help. But let's just say, if you're a regular American, you're about $15,000 in debt, maybe more. This is America now. We're debt slaves. We keep on paying and paying and paying, and we never get ahead. I live in the state of New Jersey, where it seems like it's $10 for a tip. You figure, if you keep on going out and eating every day at 70, that's $210 for tips. And that's, if you're on a fixed income, that's a difficult way to do. And still, you gotta please your creditors that need to be paid. And this is the reality of many, many people. We are debt slaves, and with the coronavirus, you figure there's people who lost their jobs, people who lost their businesses. You've got people with restaurants closing. You get the shortage of workers in a retail store. You know, it's difficult. There's not a lot enough money to go around, and if you don't have enough money, you don't have enough money to be investors. So it's a very difficult road ahead. But I will continue with this story. Again, this is commentary from Joe Vexter. And here's more of the story. At House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's... Hold on a second. Where was I? At House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's home in San Francisco, someone sprayed painted graffiti and left a pig's head and fake blood on New Year's Day, police said. The vandalism was reported around 2 a.m. Friday. What a way to ring in the new year. A police statement said, and a special investigations unit is trying to determine who did it. KGO TV reported that graffiti found on the garage door of the Democratic leader's home included the phrases 2K, cancel rent, and we want everything, apparently referencing the Democratic lawmakers' failed efforts to increase the coronavirus relief checks from $600 to $2,000. The news station says security cameras surround the 3-story brick home in the Tony Pacific Heights neighborhood. McConnell released a statement on Saturday condemning the vandalism at his home in Louisville. I have spent my career fighting for the First Amendment and defending peaceful protests, he stated. I appreciate every Kentuckian who has engaged in the democratic process, whether they agree with me or not. This is different. Vandalism and politics of fear have no place in our society. McConnell said he and his wife are not intimidated by the vandalism. We just hope our neighbors in Louisville aren't too inconvenienced by this radical tantrum. Louisville police are investigating the incident at McConnell's home, which occurred around 5 a.m. Saturday. There currently are no suspects. Police spokesman Dwight Mitchell said in an email, on New Year's Day, Senate Republicans refused to allow debate over a bill to increase the amount of COVID-19 reliefs. The increase, supported by President Trump, passed by the Democrat-led House, but was blocked by McConnell. The government has begun sending out smaller payments to millions of Americans. The $600 payment is going to individuals with incomes up to $75,000. Congress approved the payment in late December. Well, yes, like I said before, people are going to be outraged at somebody who blocks that and doesn't vote for it. Yes, people do need their relief. They do need help with their bills. And yes, some would say help from government would be socialistic in a way, as Mitch McConnell has said. It was rich socialism. But I will say this. In countries, they help the poor. They don't hurt the poor. They don't have the poor suffer. Yes, was it wrong to vandalize? You should never vandalize. And yes, maybe there is a little outrage in yelling at the man. Yes, I agree. Yes. You get outraged. You yell. You say, why we weren't getting that? You get pissed off. Yes. I agree. However, you shouldn't, and I mean you shouldn't, threaten, such as vandalize. Vandalizing is wrong. You shouldn't damage somebody's property because something didn't go your way. Maybe he's looking out for the country, I don't know. But all I know is there is a problem on our hands, and Americans do need relief. Like I said, people have suffered loss during this coronavirus. People were suffering before the coronavirus and everything else. The fact is, we're how many $1 trillion in debt? It's not even funny. And the fact that we're going through the coronavirus and we have to make cutbacks because of it. Let's just say there is a shortage of a lot of workers. There's a shortage of a lot of stuff. And all I know is you better be prepared for a time like this. Because if we have government officials who are blocking this stimulus, they're in fear that the stimulus will cause an effect like how Nazi Germany was before, and high inflation. And they're worried about that. They're worried about the inflation rates going through the country. So, how do you pay workers when there is no money? How do you do that? Well, you need to create work. You need to create jobs from the home. And you need to pay them. Yes. It's going to be a home economy. You're going to have home at work jobs just so they could survive. And I know it's not easy to outsource your work, but it may need to be done. Because new jobs, such as this podcasting job, this blogging job, may open up because they may need advertisers to do whatever they need to do. So you may need to opportunize on what you need to do. Maybe you don't have the funds. It's okay. Just know that a little investment may even help, such as $5 investment and put it aside. Maybe you need a hustle for a living. Maybe you need to do jobs that nobody else wants to do. I don't know. Maybe if you can't do it and you're disabled and you need help, I don't know. But all I know is that people are struggling at this time and people need the help. And when you have government officials saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're going to cut the $2,000 stimulus," when people are behind as it is, and people may even be evicted from their homes because of it, and the landlords need rent too. It's a frightening situation. How do you help the government? And this is where I would say that a time like this is a time where you need to create government jobs. Yes. Remember in World War II. And this is Joe Vexter talking from the lip. Remember in World War II, you had the government step in and basically create jobs just so they could repair and build America. And they had to. They were going through the Great Depression. The fact is, they need these jobs more than ever. People are out of work, and the government needs to step in to create jobs to better people. Now, we have a lot of technology out there. We have a lot of advancements. We have a lot of things. And yes, companies are good, but government needs to step in now to help a little. Now, I wouldn't normally say this, but times are different now. Corona is going on. We need more buildings for hospitals, because with Corona, everything is the capacity. We need more advancements, more, jobs, more healthcare workers. We need a lot in that field. And, we need a lot in other fields. Already, money is reported lowly. Despite on the stimulus, inflation might be up. Just other stuff going on. Low workers. These are stuff that's going on in society, and yes, we all suffer, and we all don't like wearing masks, but this is beyond masks. This is economy stuff now. It's one thing for our health going. It's another thing when our economy doesn't go. That's why, Trump was very adamant on winning. Maybe if we had the economy, we could afford it. It's one thing that I don't know if Biden gets. But hopefully he will. But the fact is, we need somebody to create these government jobs. We need somebody to create jobs that can help, to pay, to build, stuff like that. Even simple things as selling paintings, selling works of art, selling writings, doing anything. I don't know. There's many things that could be done to create and stimulate the economy. People aren't completely broke. There are some people who have money, but yet many are running broke, and they're wondering how to survive. This is the story of America right now. And I don't know about America, but all over the world. So yes, these are the things that we're dealing with. So, as I go on a tangent, and I will say this. This is just a long road ahead for Biden, for Harris, for the GOP, and also for McConnell and Pelosi. We've got 2 more years to deal with whatever they got to deal with. Or Pelosi, they won. They won by a threat, and that's not a good thing. They got their work cut out ahead of us. No. You can't just say we're gonna give money and stuff like that. There's got to be some things that they can do. There's got to be some talent that they could do, even if they're savvy a little bit. Yes, many things they can do can help and benefit others. Some programs can be developed. Yes, we're facing a global pandemic, but it doesn't have to be the end-all situation. This is Joe Baxter, Ace Reporter, and this is News. Joe Baxter. Have a good night.